Hey everyone, thanks for being here. It is Wednesday and it's noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. West Coast time. And I'm Allison Kinnear, and today we are talking about what would you be okay if life was as it is right now all the time, like forever into eternity? This was a question that a mentor of mine asked right when COVID hit. And he said, think about it for a minute. Knowing all the things that COVID has brought, knowing all the changes that we have had to arrange and rearrange in our lives, knowing all the things that are here, if life were to continue like this, your work, your family life, your financial life, your spiritual life, all of it, if that were to continue for the foreseeable future, would you be okay with that? Like, would that be enough? Would you be happy? And if not, what would you change? So, this has been a question that mattered then. It's a question that matters now. It's a question that I've been carrying with me for the past year and a half, thinking about COVID has rearranged our lives. It continues to. And whether it's rearranging your life massively or it's rearranging your life minimally, doesn't matter. The question is, if your life were to continue like this for the rest of time, would you be okay? Would you change anything? If so, what? This was a question, I will say, when I was first asked this, I was like, actually, I am good. Like, our family is good. I love, you know, what the life we have created. It's pretty good. Financially, there were some things that needed to be worked out. And especially when COVID hit, that impacted both my husband and I's work. And so this idea that we had been sitting with for, months and months and months prior to COVID was something that we had to look at and go, okay, if we could change one thing, it would probably be that. And the town we were in was getting more divisive by the moment. COVID was on the rise. That was also something we would change. And lots of other reasons. I will tell you, we took a big leap. As many of you know, I moved to Maine. I've never been to Maine before. Not before I moved here. Never saw it, never thought about moving here, was never in my line of consciousness. And yet here we are. And it's been a really great move for many, many reasons. And I can return to that question and go, is there anything I would change? Not really. There's some small tweaks, of course, some minor adjustments, yes. But for the most part, we're good. If life continues just like it is now, we're good. So the thing that happens is that when we're about to make a big decision, when we're about to do the thing that is going to, when you go, okay, would you be happy with your life being what it is for now until the rest of the time? And if your answer is no, I would change this thing. Oftentimes fear floods in and we go, there's a part of us that's like, yeah, but that's problematic because this won't happen and that won't happen and this won't happen. And like, what if it all fails? What if it doesn't work out? What if it's all a mistake? And I think another question to ask, because our minds will kind of default to all the fear and the problematic areas. Yes, definitely look at those. Absolutely. We don't want to live recklessly. Examine those. But also, what's helpful is to sit with the question of what if it does work out? What if this actually is a great move? What if this is a great decision? What if the thing that you're trying to ease works out in ways that you didn't even know was possible? Because that's another question to sit with. It doesn't negate the problems, right? We had plenty of problems to navigate around, plenty of fears, plenty of big emotions, plenty of big changes, plenty of hassles, for sure. But we also had plenty of possibilities and plenty of gifts and plenty of surprises and delights. So, this is oftentimes life puts a squeeze on us and goes, are you going to change now? Or do you want to wait 10 years? That's the question. If life were to be as it is now, would you be okay with that? And maybe it's a yes. Maybe that big change, maybe those big fears, it's like, that I can't handle. Actually, that's a no. I'm actually okay right where I'm at. Or maybe it's, well, if I had the right support, if I had these questions answered, if I had plenty of support for me and my family, then that would be, I would change that. I would change that about my life. These are things to consider. We have one precious life. What are we going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? So that's my question for you today. If everything stayed exactly as it was, would you be okay? And if not, if there was one thing that you could change, what would that be? I wish you a wonderful week. I will see you next week, and I am delighted to hear from you. So take a moment, write it in the comments or message me. I would love to hear what's working, what would stay the same, and if you could change anything, what would it be? Have a wonderful day.